Today we're looking at one of my more recent Whizzard builds, and we're going up against Jinteki Personal Evolution. That is, I don't know if you can get a better hand than that. That is a fantastic opening hand. You got some economy to start off with. Exactly the breaker you want against Personal Evolution with the Data Sucker for support. And you see my big influence splash here is Logos. This used to be somewhat of a Siphon recursion deck, fairly standard Anarch suite as you can already see. I took out a couple Siphons, made room for Planned Assault and Logos, and I'm trying that out right now. It's very different. Unlike some of the more popular Siphon recursion decks that are out right now for Arena and Noise, you don't have a lot of recursion here. There's not same old things in here. There's only one Siphon in this deck. It's really more of a like a targeted strike type deck, where you pull what you need when you want it, and then you follow up with the Planned Assault or Vamp, and your goal is to open up a window where you can find the agendas and run away with the rest of the game. When it works, it's incredible, but it's somewhat inconsistent right now. Anyway, so we're getting set up. We got Logos out, so we'll be able to take advantage if he jumps out clone retirement or anything early here. And we're getting some sucker tokens so we can pull Mimic out and run safely. Just gonna go ahead and score this right off the bat. So I'm really pretty happy with Mimic right now. I think I just want more economy. I do have the Déjà Vus in there, so I can reuse the Siphons and Vamps as necessary, but it's not like same old thing in Déjà Vu where you're going to try to get 6 to 9 Siphons off in one game. So pull the Liberated counts for some more economy there. And then immediately draw into more economy. In hindsight, knowing I drew more economy cards right there, I think I would have tutored for Jin right there more than anything else. Help me manage my memory a little bit more as I get set up here. And there's Yogg and more economy. One of my traditional faults with Anarch, and one of the reasons I tend to hug more towards Siphon recursion builds, is I have a tendency to do what I'm doing right now and sit back and set up and not pressure the corp at all. Something I'm very good at with criminals, and it's like you flip a switch off when I start playing Anarch, so something I'm working on. We're gonna keep taking money and set up. If I was playing this game again, I would have dropped Mimic out and started running, at least get him, start rezzing some of that ice and spending money. Oof. That is a big piece of ice. So he splashes the Heimdall 1 in Jinteki here. And I'm going to let it go off instead of eating the brain damage. Let the runs go off and then spin a click to break the brain damage. The reason for playing knight there instead of taking more money or setting up more is just to provide a window to where I can get into anything. There's Jin, and there's Corroder. So now I really do have everything. And all the economy I need to get it is just going to take a few turns to set stuff up, and it's a matter of deciding what pieces I want to get out now, what do I want to run with what I've got on the board. So we're going to take money and go ahead and set up the gen. I'm running single copies of Medium and Nerd Agent in here that can be tutored with the gen. I have the Parasite in here, which I have 2 or 3 Parasites in here, and I lost one to the Helahan score there earlier. And obviously I've got the data suckers to support the fixed strength breakers. So I think we play medium here and start pressuring R&D. Probably don't need to move the knight there. I'd normally save that to get into headquarters, but since we haven't seen any Vamps or Siphons or planned assaults yet, we're going to go use it to make sure we get in here. And he reses Shinobi. Good thing I ran those archives earlier for data suckers. So we're going to drop that to 3 and get through with Mimic. No danger of flatlining or taking any net damage there. And we'll dump private contracts for 2. And he's got another private contract that's been sitting there in the remote. I think we're just going to have to let him have that one. There's a planned assault, which is always good to see. And now we're going to get some money so we can move that knight over to headquarters and go after his money. So, planned assaults. The reason I have planned assaults in here is it gives you a little bit. He makes an interesting move there and trashes the res shinobi since it's got knight on there to put something new there. I think I came out on top on that shinobi deal. And I spent a knight to get him to res a shinobi that only cost me 3 credits, never did any net damage, and gave me a bad publicity for the rest of the game. Anyway, planned assault. The main targets for it in this deck are obviously the Vamp and the account Siphon. It also works well with Demolition Runs. In the event that I get that medium to 4 or 5 counters, I can go planned assault a demo run and start knocking out cards out of R&D. It works well with when you've got Nerve Agent full too. Now that the knight's gone, we've got the memory space for Corroder, and we'll have our full rig out here completely now. We don't have any money issues. Oh, we're going to wait on the Corroder. We're going to go ahead and put a data sucker out. We don't have any money issues, but neither does the Corp right now. Which is my fault for not running game under as ice here. But by doing that, now he's got more money. Holding back a Hive and Bastion in hand with 2 neural EMPs, so I gotta be careful. Make sure I don't. I hit a snare on my 3rd or 4th click. I could lose the game if he's running snares. Poorly timed fetal AI would hurt as well. Alright, so now we're going to get the Corroder out, and we've got our full rig out there. I'm a bit nervous to run now. I've only got 1 data sucker token. I'd prefer 2 or 3 to be safe from some of the nasty sentries out there. So I'm going to sit back and build some credits a little bit longer. Kind of surprised he went for the remote there with the medium on the table and the danger Siphon, although he doesn't know I'm running it yet. I would think that ice he just put on the remote would go on R&D or headquarters. We pick up a second planned assault now. So next turn I can planned assault Siphon and follow it up with a planned assault Vamp to bankrupt him. Although he scores an agenda here. So actually I'll be able to use my Logos tutor to pull the Siphon, and then I use planned assault for the Vamp. He scores unorthodox predictions there, and chooses Sentry. I guess he's probably running an in the run ice and not a Sentry on headquarters here. And he's probably got net damage, some sort of Sentry on R&D to replace the Shinobi he trashed earlier. It's a big gamble with our only Siphon. He's got 21 credits to res anything he wants. But apparently he can't stop it as he chooses not to res there. And then we're going to go ahead and plan to assault the Vamp. And that is a huge, huge credit swing over the course of 3 clicks right there. So now I'm down to 15 credits and he's bankrupt, and that's going to give us a free run on R&D. The benefit to not running earlier is none of his ice is rezzed, and now that he's bankrupt I can run anywhere I want. I pull a fetal AI, and I really don't want to lose that parasite and planned assault, but I don't have a choice. Oh, I keep the parasite. Losing that planned assault hurts. Now, at one point, he had 2 neural EMPs in hand. Fortunately, he doesn't have any money. Apparently, he also has a celebrity gift in hand that he can't afford. Boy, having that early heal hands is really working out well for him. It's going to be hard to keep him whole when he can jump up 3 credits at the beginning of every turn. We're going to replenish our hand here, and he's only got 1 credit, so we're going to make another run on R&D. If I hadn't lost my planned assault there, I probably... I think I have to run with 3 cards, because the chance of hitting a field that high. Since we know he's running fetal, even though he has no money, we can still get ourselves killed here with the medium counters. Normally when he's bankrupt like that, I would advocate gain as many R&D accesses as possible, racking up the virus counters on medium, and then where I was going earlier, I would have used that planned assault that I lost to net damage earlier for a Demolition Run. Clear out a good portion of his R&D. But with fetal AIs, that's pretty risky just sitting at 4 agenda points right now. I can go back and I can Déjà Vu for Siphon now. We're just going to draw all the way up. And he wipes viruses. Yep, I should have gotten another run into R&D there. But 5 credits is kind of scary when you're accessing 4 or 5 cards in R&D. Unfortunately, we lost our sucker tokens there. And we're back to worrying about what sentries he might or might not have on the table. So we're going to try to keep him bankrupt and run another Vamp on headquarters here. I'm thinking that's got to be Enigma or Quandary or something, because He hasn't been resing that since he had 21 credits. The only thing I can think of is that it's a Yogball Ice that he just hasn't been able to replace. And there's a House of Knives. We're up to 5 points now. And of course we lose the Déjà Vu. So the problem with this build is that's 1 Siphon and 2 Vamps. And I've lost 1 or 2 Déjà Vus already. You can see I had this real short burst of economy denial where he was at 30 plus credits and I bankrupted him, and I've got this window where I dug up 5 points. But I'm kind of out of gas and sputtering here now. Fortunately, at this point, I've got 4 sucker tokens, a full suite. I can run just about anywhere I want. But I'm not going to be able to keep him from getting money now. I'm debating running that remote server. I got the 4 sucker tokens, so I could get in fairly cheap, although I probably don't want to spend them all on the Heimdall. I probably want to keep 2 or 3 in the tank for Mimic. We're going to run over to R&D and check over here first. Accessing 2 cards. And the first one's a feudal AI, so that's game. Thanks for watching.